What would you do if your dog was stolen? One woman took the thief to court. This is the tale of a fur parent who wasn't about to let her four-legged friend vanish without a fight. She sued her neighbor, accusing him of dog napping. The neighbor, on the other hand, maintained that the dog was a stray that had wandered into his yard. But our heroine was prepared. She came armed with evidence, including vet records and photos of her with the dog, that demonstrated beyond a doubt the pooch was hers. The courtroom held its breath as the judge examined the proofs, weighing the validity of each party's claim. In the end, justice prevailed. The neighbor's claim was dismissed as the woman's evidence was irrefutable. The dog, the innocent party caught in the crossfire, was ordered to be returned to its rightful owner. The thief got off easy, but the dog was returned to its rightful owner. Would you live in a haunted house? One couple did, but they weren't happy about it. Our third case takes us to the eerie world of the supernatural. A couple, new tenants of a house, were spooked to find their abode was allegedly haunted. The landlord pleaded ignorance, but the tenants had a different story to tell. They claimed that strange occurrences, unexplainable noises, and a chilling atmosphere were all commonplace. They argued that the landlord had failed to disclose these bone-chilling details before they signed the lease. Their evidence? A trail of previous tenants who'd left in haste, and local law that painted a spectral picture of their home. So they took their grievances to court, demanding justice for their sleepless nights. Unsurprisingly, Judge Judy was not fazed by the ghostly tales. She ruled in favor of the couple, citing the landlord's lack of transparency. The couple won their case, but they'll probably think twice before renting a haunted house again. Imagine lending your car to a friend, only for them to crash it. This is exactly what happened in our next case. A man, let's call him Joe, lent his car to his friend. No sooner had he done this, he received the devastating news. His car, his pride and joy, had been involved in a crash. His friend, let's call him Sam, claimed it was an accident, but Joe wasn't convinced. He believed Sam was reckless, and he had the evidence to prove it. A traffic camera caught Sam speeding just moments before the crash. Further, a witness testified that Sam was driving erratically. In court, Judge Judy was presented with this evidence. She was far from impressed with Sam's defense, stating that borrowing something means returning it in its original condition. The verdict? Sam was found guilty. Joe got his car fixed, and Sam learned an expensive lesson about responsibility. The friend was found guilty, and the man got his car fixed. Have you ever heard of people faking injuries to get money? This woman took it to a whole new level. Now, imagine this scenario. A woman seeking a quick payday decided to sue a supermarket, claiming that she fell and injured herself due to negligence on their part. Sounds plausible, right? Well, not quite. In a twist of events that would leave even the most seasoned courtroom drama enthusiasts surprised, the supermarket was able to provide CCTV footage. This footage undeniably proved that the woman was not only fine, but was also actively faking her injury. Talk about a plot twist. This case serves as a stark reminder that truth can be stranger than fiction, and that the eye of justice is always watching. In the end, the woman's deceitful plan backfired spectacularly. The woman was found guilty of fraud and had to pay the supermarket's legal fees. Quite the expensive tumble, wouldn't you say? Identity theft is a serious crime. In this case, a woman had her identity stolen by her own sister. Imagine the shock and betrayal of finding out that someone you grew up with, someone you shared secrets and dreams with, is the culprit behind your financial ruin. That's exactly what happened in this gripping case. The plaintiff, a hard-working woman, discovered a mountain of credit card debt in her name. The debt she had no knowledge of, let alone incurred. The perpetrator? Her very own sister. She vehemently denied the accusations, but as the case unfolded, the evidence stacked against her. Receipts, signatures, even video footage painted a clear picture of the siblings' deception. The courtroom was tense, the stakes high, but truth and justice prevailed. The sister was found guilty and had to pay back all the money she had stolen. A grim reminder that sometimes the deepest betrayals can come from those closest to us. Bomb threats are no laughing matter, but one man thought it would be a good prank. Now, we dive into the case of a man who thought it would be a joke to make a bomb threat to a school. A dangerous jest that would soon see him in the hot seat, facing Judge Judy's piercing gaze and sharp wit. The man, with a mischievous grin, claimed it was all in good fun. He argued that his intention was never to cause panic or harm. However, the school, understandably, didn't share his sense of humor. They highlighted the fear and distress his reckless act had caused among the students, staff, and parents. They argued that his thoughtless prank had disrupted the school's operations and had a significant impact on the community's sense of security. Judge Judy, in her characteristic no-nonsense style, was unimpressed by his defense. She ruled in favor of the school, stating that jokes about such serious matters were unacceptable. The man was found guilty and had to pay a hefty fine. Child support is a serious obligation, but one man thought he could get away with not paying. The case we're discussing today is one where a woman took her ex-husband to court over unpaid child support. The man, in his defense, claimed he was strapped for cash and simply couldn't afford to pay. However, the woman had a different story to tell. She came armed with evidence that painted a contrasting picture. Bank statements, social media posts boasting luxury purchases, and even testimonies from mutual acquaintances suggested the man was living well beyond the means he claimed. It was quite the spectacle, as the courtroom was filled with gasps and whispers. In the end, the evidence was simply too compelling to ignore. The man's defense crumbled under the weight of his deceit. The judge ruled in favor of the woman, and the man was found guilty. He had to pay all the money he owed, a clear reminder that truth has a way of surfacing in the court of law. Winning the lottery is a dream come true, but for one woman it turned into a nightmare. Picture this. A woman, we'll call her Jane, wins big in the lottery, but instead of popping champagne, she's pulling her hair out in distress. Why? Her winning lottery ticket had gone missing, and she suspected her friend, let's name her Sarah, had stolen it. Jane took Sarah to court, accusing her of theft. Sarah, on the other hand, vehemently denied the allegations. She dared to claim that the winning ticket was hers all along. But here's the twist. Jane had evidence to back her claim. A convenience store's CCTV footage showed Jane purchasing the ticket, and the timestamp matched the winning ticket's printout. Confronted with the irrefutable evidence, Sarah's defense crumbled. The court ruled in Jane's favor, finding Sarah guilty of theft, and so the stolen winnings were returned to their rightful owner. The friend was found guilty and had to give back the stolen winnings. Coffee is a daily staple for many people, but one woman's coffee was spiked with poison. Imagine this. You're at work, sipping your favorite brew from your trusty coffee mug. You think it's just another ordinary day, right? Well, not for one woman, whose ordinary turned out to be anything but. This is the shocking case of a woman who sued her co-worker for allegedly poisoning her coffee. Yes, you heard it right. Poisoned coffee. Sounds like something straight out of a crime novel, doesn't it? Only this was no fiction. This was real life, playing out in a courtroom drama that would have made even the most seasoned legal eagle gasp. The woman, let's call her Jane, claimed that she had started feeling sick after her morning coffee, which she left unattended on her desk. After several similar episodes, she began to suspect foul play, and that's when she decided to investigate. She alleged that her co-worker, who we'll refer to as John, was the culprit. John, of course, denied it vehemently. He claimed innocence, arguing that he had no motive or reason to harm Jane, but Jane had something that cast a long shadow of doubt on John's claims. Evidence. Jane had managed to capture footage on her phone showing John tampering with her coffee cup. She also produced medical reports that pointed to the presence of a certain substance in her system, a substance that was found in her coffee. The pieces of the puzzle were falling into place, and they were all pointing towards John. The court was aghast. The evidence was damning, and despite John's pleas of innocence, the scales of justice tipped in Jane's favor. John was found guilty of poisoning Jane's coffee and was sentenced to serve time behind bars. The co-worker was found guilty and had to serve time in jail. It's a stark reminder that even the most ordinary things can turn into a courtroom drama.